This is BBC World, putting news first.
Business leaders are gathering on the Chinese island of Hainan today for the Boao Forum for Asia conference. The event is seen as Asia's answer to the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. China's President Hu Jintao is expected to be amongst the high-profile speakers, and the conference will be addressing challenges including environmental sustainability facing Asia's business community. To discuss the environmental issues and how businesses can contribute, we're joined now in our studios in Singapore by Reza Ali of ACCA Singapore. Thank you so much for joining us, Reza, once again. The last time we spoke, that was earlier this year, you said businesses are joining the bandwagon in saving the environment. Today, there's more conviction in reducing greenhouse gases. But now that the IMF and the World Bank have said that the U.S. will be falling into a recession, the Eurozone will only be growing minimally, but Asia will be growing by 6 to 7%. Could this reduce the passion of companies and of first world countries in supporting the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions?
Although the financial crisis will have some impact on the level of investments that are made by companies to reduce their carbon footprint, it is not going to deter what companies already set out to do, and that is to save the climate, to save the environment, and to ensure that the problem of global warming and climate change is mitigated. And I think we're not going to see companies being deterred from this path, from this course of action, because ensuring that they lower the carbon footprint will also make business sense, because it will increase their profitability, improve their energy efficiency, and at the end of the day, make good business cases.
But Reza, you know, when companies think, it's always for today and for next year and maybe 2 to 3 years henceforth. If they start losing money, if their profits start to be reduced due to the financial crisis, due to tighter credit, due to a weaker dollar, their stronger regional currencies, definitely they will hold back, because this is not a priority at the moment, but to keep shareholders happy.
No, what we are seeing is an evolution for companies towards sustainability. Companies are now looking at not just economic sustainability, but also environmental and social sustainability. And this is a trend that is gaining traction in Singapore, in Asia, and in the world. Because I think companies now are just not looking at the short term, they're looking at the long term. Investors want returns over the long term, not just over the next 3 years, but over the next 20 years. So this issue of sustainability is core to a business's organization, its vision, its strategy now. So companies are just not looking at the short-term growth, they're looking at the long term. And at the end of the day, they want sustainable development to meet the needs today, to ensure that they do not impair the ability of the future generations to also meet their own needs.
You say that Singaporean companies are indeed very proactive in trying to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and to improve the environment. But it is quite significant that this Boao Forum is taking place right now in China, where 90% of the power facilities are run by coal. And this is one of the major sources of greenhouse gas emissions. Are the Chinese doing their part in helping to save the environment?
The Chinese government, you must understand, has a huge energy requirement. And even the coal technologies that's being used in China, they're trying to move towards a very energy efficient coal technology production. And the Chinese are also investing a lot in clean and sustainable and renewable energy sources.
But now the Chinese are investing in what you call coal to liquids technology, which environmental critics say emits twice more the number of greenhouse gas emissions than just ordinary coal.
I think the debate at this point is still mixed. I think that the studies are still mixed, and there's still no very hard data suggesting whether or not it is twice the emission or not. But what we must understand is the Chinese government is still spending a lot of money on renewable energy, on solar energy, on wind energy, and they are investing a lot to ensure that the level of renewable energy increases. Because at the end of the day, they want to ensure security for their own energy sources. They want to make sure that over the long term, they are not just restrained by fossil fuel like coal and oil. They want to make sure there's renewable energy as well, to ensure their own energy security and to ensure that there is sustainable development for their country over the next, say, 30, 40, 50 years.
Let's leave it there. Thank you so much for your insights, Reza Ali from ACCA Singapore.
Thank you.
And finally, the markets, after days of losses, technology and retail stocks fueled a Wall Street rally overnight.
Asia Business Report is sponsored by Cathay Pacific, connecting you to over 120 destinations worldwide.
Fly Cathay Pacific and sister airline Dragonair to Hong Kong and open the doors to over 20 destinations